All right, awesome.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go underway right now. We're going underway, and welcome, guys, to the first day of the Overwatch tournament hosted by Syndicate Events. I am Slayer Hex. I'm the main organizer of the event, and I have with me a shoutcaster. Um, what should I call you? Like
Just go
RZs?
by RZ. It's fine. Yeah.
RZ. Okay, RZ. Go ahead. Say something.
All right. Thank you very much, Slayer. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have like two great teams here going at each other on Legion Tower over here, and Night Market to be very specific. So we got arguably like one of the best teams in India. On one side, Team Arc Nemesis, and we've got Please Don't Disband, I believe, on the other end, with some really good players as well in their own right. So by no means, it's going to be a pushover team, and it's I'm pretty much looking forward to a really good match over here. So we're gonna have to see what comes out from either side of the teams here, what they have to bring to the table, and hopefully in the later matches as well.
Yeah. So you can see some very differing hero picks out of the teams, but they do pick Reinhardt at the end. So explain why Reinhardt is important in this map, or is it so important?
So it basically all comes down to preferentials, right? And what they're deciding to run over here. Over here on Night Market, as we can see, Team Arkham decides to go with the Zarya and then the Reinhardt. So we know like a Zarya Reinhardt combination of the superb combination, tank combinations this game has. And we see, with the Soldier 76 just raining, some bullets down here from the backside. And what it does is kind of pressures the team to like, play a little, they have to kind of like play behind the shield and all. So it just gives that, the attacking team, like in the sixth place, the blue team, a little bit of a pressure to kind of like, go in and, fight against the shield and then, take a fight to the other team. But as we can already see over here, it's kind of brawling out underway over here with the pressure coming out. There's an early nano boost coming out from Myoken here. Sends it over to the Nightmare, who's just gonna go ham and absolutely take out 3 over there. And Nightmare, as being a super proficient tank player in his own right, just goes out there and he shows everybody why he's one of the best over there.
Yeah.
And we just got Asher over here, so it's kind of like a bit of a threat over here, right? So you see, like, there's a switch, come on. So McCreep's gonna go over to McCreep because he knows that Asher's switch is gonna be a bit of a problem, a thorn in their side, and Asher probably goes for a pulse stick over there, but blows himself up. 1 HP pulls out the Valkyrie over there, brings up Joker TM back with the Resurrect over there. Nabu puts out the Tactical Visor, gets hooked, and gets taken out by Dave in the end over there. Nightmare's gonna fall over there from DAC 28 over there. So McCree pulls out the Dead Icon, the zones out the whole team over there. Ash is gonna fall to that Deadeye, however. Piercer, Myoken, and Truth's the only one ripped, so they're gonna have to back up and regroup over there. See, what happens over there in this composition is that when the Reinhardt with the shield gives Nabu enough space to kind of like, pressure the opponent team over there from behind the Reinhardt shield, where Asher can just go around and then just do some work against Tracer. And knowing that threat over there, McCree decides to go over to the McCree over there, but then again, okay, I should probably just catch up with the team, catch up with the match over right now. So the Transcendence comes out, and the Earth Chatter comes down from but the counter Earth Chatter from Nightmare over there manages to get the job done over there. But it's a bit of a back and forth over here between these two teams, but Arc Nemesis kind of like, pulls it back there and gets onto the control of the point back again. So overall, we're gonna see some switches coming over here. So that they switched IV composition over here with a Junkrat over here, but they still had the Reinhardt in play. A bit of a questionable pick over there, but if they can make it work in their favor, I see no reason why they shouldn't really run with it. So Joker tries to go in for a charge with the Zarya bubble there. Brilliant work from Pierce over there, kind of gives up Nightmare. Solid over there, and the Riptide gets taken out by Nabu over there. Mio can get a kill onto the. It's still a 1v4. There's a Valkyrie coming out again, but Asher with a double pulse bomb gets a kill onto Dave and 1 HP over there, but cleans up on Bro as well. Nabu with the Tactical Visor cleaning up with Nightmare. And that overtime tickles down really fast, and Night Market handily goes over to Team Arc Nemesis over there. Wow. What a heated match at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
Beginning
there
of
was
the
a bit of
tournament
back and
too.
forth. It was a back and forth. At first, it didn't seem like it, but later on, as the game went on, all of a sudden, Please Don't Disband just came up with a, counter push where they basically had the control for quite a bit, and then they had to all just regroup and then just take back. But it was a pretty good, it was a pretty heated match. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So Team Arc Nemesis needs a win, one more win in the KOTH to just take the first match.
Yeah,
To
we're
all
to
the
the
viewers,
control
it's going
center.
to be a best of 3. So yeah.
Well, Joker goes in deep with a mad charge, but allows Brobo to get a kill onto Nightmare over there. But Truth manages to bring Nightmare back up online, but Brobo gets a kill onto the Mercy, and Dak to it gets a kill onto Piercer, which is the Zarya. And Nightmare is going to be taking a nap over there on the side, but I think he is going to be, he's going to be in a tough spot over here. But then again, he manages to somehow survive. I have no idea how he gets out of that one alive.
Yeah, it was.
But
the
it
shield.
does.
He had the shield
But the
up,
damage
so-
has been sort of done there. Kind of pushes back Arc Nemesis there to regroup, but they're coming in hot and fast right now over here, as that finish off, that unable to finish Nightmare over there really gives them the opportunity to just make a really super fast push. But then again, over here is gonna get hooked, but gonna get taken out by McCreep here on the side. But Piercer gets a kill onto Dave over here, and Nabu is raining some bullets down over there side, and he completely unchallenged over there. I mean, sorry, it's Asher playing the soldier over there. Gonna pull out the tactical visor, gets a kill onto 1 HP over there, and challenging Dak HP on that Roadhog over there, but he's gonna get healed up and probably gonna make it out of there alive. But however, it's should be enough to give Arc Nemesis the point over there, and yes, they are gonna cap it. A questionable ultimate from Dave over there with the more ult. Doesn't really get any value other than doing some chip damage over there and feeding the Zarya a little bit of the charge over there. Probably should have just saved that for the next push, but not really sure about the usage over there. Side, we can look at Arc Nemesis stacking up on 4 ultimates. We've got the Graviton with the Earth Shatter. Nabu pulls out the Rip Tire over there. Is gonna go for a flanking tire over there. Is gonna get something. He's gonna get the kill onto Joker TM over there. On the side of Please Don't Disband, so they're gonna have to wait until this push. They're gonna have to wait until they make that push over there. So on the side, there's still Pierce, still holding on to the Graviton Surge over there. And we, on this side of Team Please Don't Disband only, we've got McCreep's Dead Eye is the only thing that's gonna be available at their disposal. But Piercer, as we can go in, we're heavily charged, gonna go in and throw out the Graviton over there. They don't have any counters over there, but Nabu dies there, but somehow his passive kills 3 people. That is hilarious. And the Riptide gets a kill onto exchange kill on Mioken, but Nightmare's gonna take out Bro over there. Piercer cleans up on deck Date, and Truth brings back up over there, but Dave gets a Bionic Orb killed onto Asher over here. This is pretty interesting. But I don't think it matters at this point, as they're probably not gonna be able to push in without McCreep over there. Sound barrier comes out from Mioken over there, probably just to kind of fend them off a little bit and take an extended fight. Nightmare manages to put out a shatter, but then again, a counter shatter from Joker TM gets a hang on to Piercer over. It's a mess over here altogether, to say the least. And Daggett gets a kill onto Nabu, and Truth gets a resurrect the Barrel comes out from Dave again, hopefully gonna push them back together into the point. 98%. Pierce up with another Graviton Surge already. I them a bit of a push over there, but there's a Roadhog on point over there. Asher kind of stay the tactical visor. Gonna get a kill onto Bro over there. Should be pretty much of a cleanup over there. Gets a kill onto Joker TM. 1 HP the only Ana Soul Grandmother on the point, and they're gonna push forward. And Control Center Lee Jung goes very over to Team Arctis.
Yeah, so Team Arc Nemesis takes the first game out of the best of 3, and now they'll be going for next game. They'll be going for game number But yeah, that passive kill,
That passive kill was
cool though.
just absolutely hilarious. That was totally uncalled for. Nobody, you never see like a triple passive kill from a Junkrat onto a Zarya Graviton. Well, you're out, people. You know, that's just one way to get a wipe, or at least half a team wipe. You know,
Yeah.
if you're low in HP at the same time.
Yeah, so basically, so the first game goes off to Arc Nemesis. Um, so now the
So the
rules
next
are
chat,
that
yeah. The next map is gonna be a hybrid and escort. So it's gonna be please don't disband a map pick, and Team Arc Nemesis would be the one to you know, pick the sides and everything on what they're up to. Hybrid slash escort.
yeah, Habit or Escort. Yeah, I think they're
Gibraltar. Okay, they're going for a Gibraltar. All right, so that'd be
okay. So they're going for Gibraltar, and yeah, so they're going for Gibraltar, which is an escort map, by the way. If people don't, you're familiar, it's an escort map, so they're going for escort rather than hybrid. So yeah, so they're going for attack. Team Arcus
so
picks the
Team Arc
attack.
Nemesis is gonna be on attack. This one, yeah, and we see please don't disband is gonna be on the defense.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here from map number 2 for on this side. Please don't disband decides to go on to Watchpoint Gibraltar, and they're going to be taking the defensive hold here in this abandoned Overwatch fortress. And we see compositions and picks already coming in. We are going to see the Reinhardt coming out again from the side of Please Don't Disband with a Roadhog, Genji, Soldier, and a Mercy, and a Moira. And on the other side, we're having some meme compositions being pulled out by Team Arc Nemesis. I'm sure it'd be nice to obviously watch them pull this off, but a man can hope, I suppose.
They are playing Attack of Rule, but do you think Torbjorn is a very good pick for attack? Oh no, he changed it. Nah,
Probably not. Probably not in professional plays.
Torbjorn from the defensive end.
Yeah, like I said, a man can wish, and a man can hope. But but then again, you know, if you're gonna run a tour, if you want to run a tour, might as well. Like, you know, nobody's gonna judge you. Nobody's gonna ban you for running it, at least.
Yeah,
hopefully.
exactly.
Unless your team decides to report you. But however, on this side, we see Joker team definitely preferring that Reinhardt over any other picks for this matter. So it was a bit of a... Some of his plays were a little questionable in the last round, but then again, we're going to see how it fares out in this here. On this other hand, Artemis is running the triple DPS dive composition Piercer, going to be on the Widowmaker, Asher on the far with Nabu on the Genji. It's going to be a triple threat, as they call it. Nightmare just on the solo, Winston just going in and just kind of like pushing them back already. And you can see how much space this team is already buying. And that's going to give... And what this does is this gives Pierre, the Widowmaker, so much space to work it. And there you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He already gets a kill onto Burbo. And they're asking for a pause over here. So Control Shift and equal to sign is the pause. Slayer, if you want to make a pause, please.
Yeah, they probably have a DC. So the game will be paused for a short bit. So
yeah, we do have dedicated pauses for a specific amount of time, I believe. What's the limit? It's at 5 minutes, I think.
5 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's fair that we just, you know, go for it. And I believe the format is not in competitive.
The format isn't competitive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably... I'm probably having a brain freeze right now. Yeah. We should probably just restart the match. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just send it back to lobby.
How? Oh, so lobby?
Yeah, and then there's a return to lobby option.
No, he's back. We can see that he's back. Okay,
Alright, restart. Let's go.
Yeah, we just restarted the match.
Yeah.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
So we have an unfortunate event over there. Technical difficulties, SEA level internet connections. I guess there's not much you can do about them. But here we are. Once again, Gibraltar. We're going to have a bit of a switch ups over here. So I believe Please Don't Disband is expecting that they're going to be running the similar triple DPS dive composition. So we see Dak28 go over to the Diva. Just kind of... protective, give them a little bit of a defensive edge with the whole thing. And Joker team is on the Reinhardt, bro on the McCree, and McCree is gonna be on the Genji. So kind of like a flat. It's kind of like the similar compositions that you'd run with a Tracer McCree or maybe a Tracer 76, but instead they're preferring the Genji over the Tracer, obviously, over here, but that's totally understandable. It's probably just personal preference. Over here on the other end, we're gonna see Piercer switch over to the Winston, and Nightmare is gonna be taking up the Widowmaker. So interesting up over there. So we're gonna see how this works out for them. But still, the triple DPS dive composition with a single Winston tank, and Asher's gonna be on the Pharah, Nabu on the Genji.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Is the format really competitive? Because it doesn't show the double time bank. Is it showing for you?
Yes.
The two-sided, the red-green, the red-blue time bank?
Should be that. I didn't change it.
Yeah, it's not competitive.
Oh wow.
The format's not competitive. That's what I said.
Yeah. Does the mode reset after one match ends? Because it should be the same.
Yeah, the preset is casual. You have to basically select for competitive.
Okay.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Can you restart, please, Slayer? Yeah. If you need help, I've got a friend who can help us with that. So I mean that will take some load off you, at least focusing on the stream and everything. So if you can remake
No, it's
like
fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
yeah, sure. All right,
Yes.
awesome, cool, great. Can you just put the audio on mute, please, while we make the adjustments?
Apologies, guys. We had some technical
Arriving
difficulties we
at
had to
watch
deal with.
point Gibraltar.
Unfortunately, technical difficulties has happened. So yeah.
Yeah, we're back here again for the third time. Well, hopefully we won't be having a fourth, but doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. The format looks fine now. Everything's.
So far, I believe they're planning to run the similar composition, but it's funny to watch Decade make a tank swap every time the lobby is remade. First he was on Roadhog, the second time was on the D.Va, and this is the third time he's gonna be on the Winston. So it's a little funny watching that happen over here, but but we're gonna see how this works out for them. Instead, listen for Arc Nemesis, we're gonna see Nightmare is gonna be staying on the Widowmaker, Nabu on the Genji, Asher on the Pharah, and Piercer is teasing the Torbjorn a little bit, but I don't think he's gonna be doing that. But I totally understand if he decides to run with it. However,
Attackers
Arc Nemesis is gonna be going on the attack. 13 seconds to go. Once again, talking about the compositions, as I say, so Bro is gonna be switching over to the Soldier instead of the McCree that he was showing in the last round. So we're gonna see how this works out for him. McCree's gonna be on the Genji. That's not really like the meta composition that you kind of expect from the side of Please Don't Disband. But, you know, if it works, it works. That's the way of the game. Spears are going in for the early dive over there. Nabu just instantly dashes through almost like 4 people over there. It's gonna be juking a bit, gonna get healed by Myoken over there. Bro, however, gets a Helix kill onto Truth over there, so really nice. But Myoken gets a kill onto Decade somehow, and McCree is trying to challenge Nightmare from across the map. But Joker falls to Nightmare over there. They're pushing them back over there. Piercer gonna have a free reign with that Tesla cannon, just chipping down some damage over there. But it's gonna regroup with his team and get healed up over there. Asher playing a little defensively on the far over here, but McCreep's gonna go over there, challenge Nightmare, and gets a kill onto him, but the finishing blow comes on here from Bro over there. Shoot brings up Piercer back up with a Resurrect over there, and Nabu just going in the back, just trying to do some damage on the Genji over there. But Truth falls to Dak 8 all over again. He's been having a hard time trying to stay alive in this fight. And as you can see, the percentage meter definitely speaks for itself with 1 HP already up to 80% with his Valkyrie, and Truth just staying on to around that 50% mark. Asher's gonna have the barrage online for himself, and Myoken's gonna have the nano boost here. Nabu just goes in and dashes through a lot of people over there. Asher throws out that barrage, gets a kill onto McCreep, however. Decade manages to make a finish off of there, and Joker with a mad charge somehow manages to... And they are actually... Are they gonna be able to hold this? But Dave gets a kill on to Truth over there. Piercer gonna get a little taste of the Reinhardt hammer from the other team. And Robo goes in and flushes out the tactical visor. Gets a clean onto Myoken and Piercer. And they're gonna somehow hold this point. Wow, unbelievable. That was really nice. I thought that Asher really had a prime position there for a Barat setup, but Decade really made a fantastic challenge and contesting them. Now, on the side of Please Don't Disband, they have four ultimates, my bad, sorry, to work with. The Dragon Blade, the Earth Shatter, the Valkyrie, and the Primal Rage. A huge arsenal lined up for sure. And over here, Truth's gonna have the Valkyrie. Get a beautiful sleep onto McCreep over there as he's gonna get challenged. But he manages to survive somehow. But Nightmare gets a kill onto Bro over there. Swept solid from the Widowmaker. The Valkyrie is popped on the side of... Please Don't Disband over here. Self-Destruct comes up, gets a kill onto Bro. Somehow over there, 1 HP balance just does bring him back up with the Resurrect over there. Nabu gets nano boosted over there, manages to kill onto Joker and 1 HP. Bro, that's a wrap over there. He should be able to take this one pretty handily. It's a Primal Raging Monkeys on the point over there. Trying to contest Dak to it, tries to contest as much as possible, but gets cut down by Nabu. And first point gets capped by Arc Nemesis. Both teams kind of had to invest quite a lot over there in that fight. They essentially burned out their whole arsenal of ultimates over there. So the next fight's gonna be probably going in the favor of the team who kind of builds up their ultimates like, you know, super fastest bus. But Nightmare throws out the self-destruct already again, but manages to not really get anything with that, but kind of fends them back a little bit over there. McCreep tries to go in a little greedy ahead of his tank, but they gets challenged out by Piercer and gets taken out. And Piercer gonna go in for a dive over there. 1 HP trying to bring McCree back up, but is probably not gonna work out for him that way. But Joker lands a pretty big Earth Shatter. Then dive brings out that Moira ult, but Nabu in the back goes in for a kill, manages to get a kill onto Bro and McCreep over there. And Dave gets a kill onto Nightmare over there. And the Baby Diva. Truth brings him back up, however, but it's a bit of a messy brawl over here. Not really going on either side, but so far it looks like Please Don't Disband might be having the advantage, but Asher gets a kill onto Bro and 1 HP there with the barrage and a fire rockets. Another Earth Shatter from Joker TM. This guy is been like landing shatters like crazy over there, but manages to get taken out by Nabu over there, but does take down Myoken in the process. But however, Please Don't Disband somehow through that messy exchange does manage to stabilize. So we've got Dave here with the Coalescence all over again. So it's gonna be quite a bit of a healing as well as some chip damage power over there. kind of see Piercer, Nightmare, and grouping on top of that plane over there, setting in. Just Miokin kind of pushing that payload a little bit by himself. Has managed to buy some space for the rest of the team. But Nabu challenges Dave, gets taken out there with the Coalescence in while it was up, so there's not going to be the Moira ult in question for the damage and bit of a healing over there. But Decade over here trying to contest on that payload. This does try to challenge out Miokin over there, but it's going to get taken out by Asher from the air.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
So finally, Arcnemesis manages to get the second checkpoint as well, but not a lot of time to work. However, they do get the bat spawn. Dave's probably going to get caught up by now. They probably should have just maybe taken the dive down the cliff and regrouped the rest of his team. But Decade comes in a little too early, but gets punished for it. And they're with the rest of his team playing a little far back out there. I was not really sure what he was doing out there all by himself. And Piercer manages to get a kill onto Joker TM, kind of pushing back everybody into their spawn with Primal Rage, as Miokin and Nabu handily just pushes the payload with the rest of payload for the team basically. Decade comes back around from the other side. Dave pulls out the Coalescence over there, but does fall to Asher over there with the Fire Barrage. And 1 HP pulls out the Valkyrie, brings Dave back up. Nabu goes in for I think that was a bit of a nano boost onto Baby Diva over there. But Nabu pulls out the Dragon Blade, gets a kill onto Joker TM. 1 HP falls, but Nabu's gonna fall in turn to McCreep over there. Brobo, just kind of cleaning up now for the rest of the team. Nightmare's the only one. Gonna get stalled out a little bit over there, but does stabilize. Please don't disband. I'm surprised how they're actually managing to come back from this like really disadvantageous positions to kind of like stabilize for themselves and buy a lot of time off of Arcnemesis's time bank. Nabu's gonna switch over to the Soldier 76 for a bit of that consistent damage, I suppose, and more of a pressure onto the shield, I suppose. Ash is still gonna be sticking on the fire. It's gonna go for a bit of a side flank over there from the side. Dak's gonna try to deny Nabu that high ground positional advantage, but doesn't really manage to find any success over there. Nabu still unpressurized over there on the back. With Dak's gonna pull out the tactical, but that Primal Rage tried to go in for a bit of a push the team back mission over there, and he does manage to succeed over there. Does manage to burn down the rest from Truth, and brings down the clock to 30 seconds. So Arcnemesis is really having a bit of a tough time in breaking this defense.
And this might be the last push. This
definitely seems like the last push for Arcnemesis, that they're gonna have to make or break in this particular push. So the Dave pulls out that Moira ult, but Asher gets a kill onto 1 HP in McCrib. This could just be the opening that they needed. And then Nabu pulls out the tactical visor with a nano boost, and they are literally burning everything in the bank that they've got in order to push this payload all the way through. McCree pulls out the Dragon Blade, comes out here, tries to do something for the team, but ambitious when he's just the only person against like 6 man over there. And they're actually, and they managed to do it. Arcnemesis takes round 1, but however, they do not have any time left in their time bank. So now it's all down up to Please Don't Disbat. If they somehow manage to get a really clean push with a lot of time in their favor, this could easily, very handily go in their way. Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of got kicked from the...
Yeah. I got lagged. I lagged out.
That's unfortunate. That's okay, I'll moderate.
Yeah, sure. 1 sec. I can just spec one of you.
Yeah, let me invite you.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
I think the stream got cucked too.
Yeah, it's fine. The game hasn't started yet, right?
Yeah.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming.
So we're here,
Stop
gonna be on
payload.
the defensive side. We're gonna see Artemis managed to run. Deck's gonna be on the Mei over here. That's pretty interesting strat. They got the whole team go somehow, but then again, it's a little bit of probably a little ambitious over there. Asher cleaning up on the Tracer, just going absolutely ham over there, and Piercer on the Roadhog just helping and assisting him in the process. And Dak's gonna be the one left out over here, kind of a little alone, and's gonna get a little stalled out there. Asher also goes in just like a little too deep to get off that cheeky kill onto the Mei over there. I kind of figured, I thought it was probably a pulse bomb over there, but I was probably just having a NA moment. However, the Trace is still in the back line, just harassing everybody just a little too much over there. The Truth manages to get a snipe from mid-air onto Bro over there. A big kill from the friendly monk over there. But Nabu goes in a little too deep, gets paid for it from a creep over there, just dashes and cuts him. The payload is just going on the car bush over there. The Joker it's gonna get a pulse bomb, and yeah, that's gonna be essentially like the wrap up there. And Dak's gonna fall there on the Roadhog. 1 HP just manages to bring Bro up back online with the Resurrect. I'm not really sure about the usage over there, given the fact that he's spawn in about 5 seconds. So the next fight, they're going to be moving in essentially with no Resurrect in their favor. So they're going to be taking that high ground push again. And McCreep goes in with the Dragon Blade, but the Transcendence is going to completely nullify it. But Nabu, on the other hand, returning fire, takes out Dave and 1 HP, and Piercer cleans up with Joker TM, and they are going to be holding this point with these. It's gonna be one of the toughest phases to push. I'm not entirely sure what Please on this band could do in this situation to kind of like turn this fight around their favor. They probably should maybe run a bit of a dive comp over here in turn, just pressurize the high ground a little bit. It's kind of hard for McCreep on his own to kind of pressurize solo as a Genji, 6 people over there. But Nightmare, however, on the other hand, just props out the Primal Rage and just goes in and pushes people around. 1 HP is going to pop the Valkyrie over there, probably as a preemptive measure to escape from the Tracer harassing on the backline. Miyakin does manage just to win that 1v1 against McCreep over there, however. And Nabu it's going to cut through Dave once again, and 1 HP manages to bring Dave back, probably just to provide a little bit of that healing over there. And Joker's going to get hooked and gets pressurized by Gonna get pressurized. Robo manages to pull out the whole hog and does get a kill onto Nabu over there. Pierce returning fire with his whole hog in question. Gets a kill onto 1 HP. Pushes back the rest of the team. Robo is the only one on the point over here. It's gonna get melted over there with the Tesla cannon from Nightmare and Truth kind of assisting in that weapon. So what seemed like a almost nearly a take is essentially turned into a foiled attack. And Joker, a little ahead from his team, is gonna pay for it. Unfortunately, the staggered kill. This next fight, they're gonna have to push in with like 5 people, I think. But Nabu gets a nano boost on top of that and just cut through 3 people instantly over there, and that is gonna be a wrap. Don't think there's any chance for Please on this band to regroup. Yeah, and yes, and that's going to be a handily easy win for Team Arc Nemesis. With a best of 3, with Team Arc Nemesis bagging 2 maps, this is going to be a wrap. And play of the game goes to Nabu. It's probably the one where he cuts through 3 people in the end. Man, nano boosted Genji is ridiculously scary, and this is one of those showings exactly why. So there you go. First match of the tournament. Team Arc Nemesis takes a handy win from Flame Tees. Team, please don't disband. And the next match is going to be up in November. While we set it up, we're going to be taking a little bit of a short break.
Yeah.
We haven't updated the team names, please.
Wait, that didn't update?
No.
I just updated it and then global esports.
All right, let me know when the audio's off.
Okay, audio is up. Yeah,
Traveling to
let's go.
All right, everybody. The second match of the day is underway with Global Esports versus something Tycoons.
Terrible
Okay, I'm
Tycoons.
having a
Terrible
having a memeing moment over. I'm having a memeing moment. Terrible Tycoon. Right. So we're gonna be underway on Nepal. The first map is gonna be Sanctum. As we can see, it's a Junkrat favorite map, so both teams are flashing the Junkrat already. But Cruzy is gonna be swapping over from the Junkrat to the Doomfist, and Hotshot's Kid is gonna be taking up that role instead. On the other hand, see Priam's gonna be on the Junkrat with Captain Fang on the Soldier. Bit of different compositions coming out from both teams. I really would love to see DJ stay on the. It's gonna be fun. The game is not on stream, by the way.
It's already up.
Can we?
It's
They can
already
only
up.
see the schedule
It's
stream.
already up.
They can only see the schedule
No,
screen.
it's already there now.
3, 2,
All right, awesome. Okay, they're asking for a pause already before the matches even began. So can we have a pause, please?
So according to regulation times, the each team gets 5 minutes. So
Okay,
we'll be
sure.
starting in a bit.
Okay, so we're resuming. And we're off. We go. Standard compositions coming out from Global Esports here. Nothing really, no shenanigans, nothing really. Raze is just gonna walk forward with the Roadhog with some little bit of an authority over there. Just gonna go and throw the hook. It's not gonna connect anything, but Hotshot Kid manages to get a kill on to Priam over there, but it's gonna get res back up immediately by Smash over there from the other side. We see DJ Destiny going in a little too deep, perhaps. Iceman going in to get a kill. Reyes gets a cheeky hook onto Shidipt over there, and is gonna get a kill over. And he manages to clean up afterwards. Both were just gonna walk in over here and probably try to secure themselves over here by the choke. Given the fact that they do have a Junkrat to work with. Oh, that was almost a hook over there. That was really nice though. But Hotshot Kid going in with a Riptide manages to get a double kill over there to Smash and Priam right away. So this is definitely not going in favor of Terrible Tycoon as we see it over here. And Global Esports have pretty much secured themselves a spot over there by this side of the map. Hotshot Kid going on the other side, however, does kind of challenging on the Junkrat, the other Junkrat there from this side. But the tire does not come out of there. But Shine is gonna... No, he does manage to come back in, however. Priam is gonna try to walk in over there and manages to get hooked. Moira ult coming out there from Kaushik over there. Not really sure about the usage as he is landing some chip damage over there. Manages to get a kill on Cruzy, however. But Cruzy did already do most of the damage. Cleaning up half of the team over there. Cleaning up half of the team over there, essentially. But a little bit of a lack of situational awareness cost Kaushik his life over there, as he does not pay attention to Hotshot Kid coming in here with the Junkrat. And Team Terrible Tycoon is gonna get pushed back into reforming and regrouping so that they can come out again. But they're completely unaware about the fact that, you know, there's a Junkrat just chipping damage away from the other side. And Hotshot Kid manages to get a double kill onto Priam and Smash over there. So there's a Mercy and the Junkrat out of the question. But the point gets flipped for favor of Terrible Tycoon somehow. But it doesn't really matter. It's gonna get flipped back around again eventually. And first round handily goes over to Global Esports.
Score 1-0.
For some reason, my third-person camera seems to be a little bugged out, and I can't really spec anybody else. Okay, there we go. Finally. So after some Sanctum, we're here on to Shrine. Gonna be dueling it out over here once again. And this is gonna be the map that determines whether map 1 goes in favor of Global Esports or Terrible Tycoon manages to make a comeback. And off we go. DJ Destiny gonna be swapping over to the Reinhardt over there, probably to provide a little bit of a shielding for his McCree. Where we can see Cruzy, an absolutely proficient McCree. No question about that. And then, you know, we're probably just gonna be supporting him with Life Smack there in the back. And obviously it does provide a little bit of a support for, you know, his supports. A little bit of support for supports over there. Just to protect them from any possible flanks and whatnot. And Global Esports going in deep over there, already cleaning up, and point gets flipped in their favor as soon as it unlocks. And DJ Destiny managed to get a fire strike kill onto Priam over there. Captain Fang coming forward a little bit, just trying to get some chip damage over there, hoping to get some maybe build up towards that tactical visor. But on this side of Global Esports, we already see DJ with the Nerd Chat, and he is set up cheeky over there. They gotta be checking around, and if they do not, and the manages to land that Earth Shatter, Captain Fang, and goes in deep. Captain Fang takes a bit of that, takes the taste of that nasty charge over there, but does manage to get res back up immediately by Smash over there. But Cruzy on the other hand manages to take out Koshik and Reyes, cleaning up on Priam over there, and they're relocating on the other side. An absolutely treat to watch Global Esports here play. You can see that the amount of coordination that this team has in their play. You see one person rotate on the side to challenge them coming out, and the whole team just responds in accordance to making sure that, you know, they move in as a unit and manages to get back, you know, manages to keep a solid coordination, giving the other team no quarter and no ground to work on. And DJ once again just absolutely going ham. Priam throws out the tire, but they're a little ambitious, probably given the fact that, you know, he had no teammates around with. Ray's gonna be throwing out that Zarya grab onto that elephant over there. Valkyrie pop from both sides, both from Lifesmack as well as Smash over there. And once again, DJ with a mad charge out of nowhere, and just to get a pin onto that mech, and does force out the self-destruct. However, and Cruzy, and pretty much cleaning up, and Global Esports pretty handily and convincingly takes map number 1.
Play of the game.
So the first game goes to Global Esports, and now we're moving on to the next map, which will be a hybrid or an escort map. So losing team does get the map pick. So Terrible Tycoons will have the map pick again. Whereas Global Esports will get the side pick.
You might want to send them back to lobby. Yeah, there.
Okay, so Junkertown is being picked.
So Junkertown is gonna be the map pick from Terrible Tycoon, and on this side, Global Esports decides to choose attack. So we can probably expect the classic Bastion strike that Junkertown is well known for. So we might just see that coming out from Global Esports, and given the fact that they have shown an incredible amount of proficiency in their team play, in their coordination, and playing as a team, this might just be the team to be able to, bust out the Bastion and probably just carry it all the way through on a home run or something. So we're gonna have to see how this works out, in their favor. They're probably gonna be making some swaps. Okay, right. We're switching sides. Makes sense. Right. They should really revamp this whole custom game system just to kind of like just select one team entirely and then put them on attack or defense or something like that. But all that aside, we're gonna have to see how Terrible Tycoon decides to kind of hold their own against this super amazingly tight coordinated team on a Junkertown attack, from which we know is a map that's well known for either you kind of like burst through entirely with blaring momentum, or you completely get shut down by the defending side. So we're gonna have to see how both teams play it out on this map.
Okay, so we're going in the game.
Welcome to Junkertown.
And we're here on a barren Australian wasteland, essentially with a bit of a few rusty houses kind of hanging by the sides. And, well, given the fact that Overwatch is really in the future, this representation of Australia kind of feels like a throwback to the Stone Ages. But, all that aside, we are here on Junkertown, and Global Esports has chosen to attack first with the map pick coming from Terrible Tycoon. And see how this unfolds. And from the side of Terrible Tycoon, we see a pretty composition coming out. Priam's gonna be on the Junkrat. Captain Fang's gonna be on the Soldier. Shine on the Reinhardt. Smash and Koshik on the support duty as usual, and Chidita filling in for the off-tank role.
30 seconds.
On the other side, we see Cruzy teasing the Bastion. And this is exactly what I was fearing and what I was talking about earlier on, that if you let the Bastion do its Bastion things, then you're pretty much asking for trouble. So Hotshot's kid's gonna be on the Genji, Cruzy's gonna be the Bastion. Well, nah, they're not gonna. So
1.
it'd be nice not to see the Bastion for sure. So they're gonna be running a pretty much of a divey composition over here. Cruzy's gonna be on the Widowmaker, gets an instant pick onto Captain Fang, but does get smashed to get res back by Smash. So they're gonna be burning they're gonna be essentially having no resurrect for the next 30 seconds. And Hotshot Kid going in and challenging Priam over there, and it gets taken out immediately. And Cruzy absolutely from having a free reign, raining some sniper bullets onto Terrible Tycoon there from behind the enemy, from behind their lines. But Shudipta managed to get a D-Make onto Reyes, and Kaushik manages to get a kill onto Reyes in turn. But Cruzy manages to clean up on Shine, Fang, and Smash over there. He is absolutely uncontested right now on this Widowmaker. And unless somebody decides to go in the back and challenge him, he is not. He is gonna be having a field day for sure. And Shine falls there as the last remaining member of Terrible Tycoon, and Point One gets pretty easily and convincingly captured by Global Esports over here. It's gonna put up the. It's gonna be putting out that ultimate over there, gives the team an entire line of sight of where everybody is and gives them an idea about getting challenged by Shine over here, who swapped over from the Reinhardt to the Winston. Pretty much of a wise decision given the fact that, you know, the entire team is running a bit of a dive. But Hotshot gets a triple kill over there. He just slashes through and then just cuts them down like butter, essentially. Smashed into two of the only remaining members of the team, but Cruzy is there on the back line just raining bullets, and he went around completely unnoticed, and he is still actually unnoticed over here. He's gonna get challenged by Shudipto here. He might fall. No, not really. DJ comes around to kind of support him over there. You see Terrible Tycoon trying to regroup over there, but it's not gonna work out as Fang and Priam falls. Both the DPSs are completely out of the question. They're just trickling in on this point. A bit of a contest there, but I don't think it's gonna be working out in their favor. But Chidita does manage to get a self-destruct kill onto DJ Destiny. Point is almost capped out, but Chidita gets D-Macked over there. Captain Fang comes in on the tracer, try to contest, but it doesn't matter. The point has already been captured. And with 5.5 minutes left on the clock for Global Esports to push this point to point number 3. Push the payload to point number 3. My bad. I'm having a bit of a tongue-twisting moment over there, as I'm the only person talking. Slayer over here. I don't know why are you being silent over here, Slayer? But
I'm just gonna let the expert go on. I'm just gonna let the expert go on.
So far, given the fact that Global Esports essentially are playing against their counter picks, they haven't had any necessity to, like, you know, swap off from their comfort picks over here for this map, and they have been absolutely dominating without question on this map so far. And Hotshot Kid pops up the Dragon Blade, just goes in, manages to kill Smash and Captain Fang over there. Tries to go in for the bit of a contest over there. Pops the Primal Rage, just trying to stall it out for his team. Is burning out of HP as soon and as fast as he can possibly be going. Lightyear cleaning up on the Zenyatta, assisting the rest of his team with some extra damage with those is just on the payload sitting and just blasting away on an infinite ammo. And round 1 just goes in favor of Global Esports with 4 minutes left on the bank. Like, wow, that was pretty much of a steamroll over there from Global Esports. And this is exactly what I mentioned about Junkertown. Like, either you build up a momentum that you carry through from point A to point C all the way through, or you just get held out by the defense and there's nothing just you can do about it. So, a Global Esports, despite kind of like teasing us with the Bastion at the beginning, didn't really go for that Bastion strat, but they went out for the dive composition that they instead decided to go for the dive.
Sorry to interrupt you. Basically, we have a comment in the YouTube channel. Basically, one player, Aniruddha Paul, he's basically saying that Widow is basically destroying everyone, and Terrible Tycoons are doing nothing about it. Elaborate a bit.
Well, absolutely right. But then again, you have to account for the fact that, you know, you're running a dive composition where there are literally no divers on the team on the other side. We see Shine go over to the Winston. My apologies. I'll go over to the Winston to kind of contest you know, contest Cruzy over there on the on the Widowmaker, but unfortunately, when he dives in, he's gonna be diving behind essentially 6 people, but the rest of the team has to be able to push forward and kind of like collapse on global esports there when Shine dives in onto Cruzy. So that's the only way they're gonna be able to stop their stop their push. But unfortunately, they were not able to do that. We did see Shine go and try to contest, but that was only just him trying to contest, but not the rest of his team. And we see Terrible Tycoon bringing out the Bastion over there. So Captain Fang on the Widowmaker does manage to take out Cruzy. However, it's a bit, we're gonna have a Widow v Widow duel over here. So, but Hotshot Kid goes in and does get the Widowmaker that did have a bit of a nice showing in the beginning. Instead, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about over here. They have Hotshot Kid on the Genji to just go in the back, kind of like pressurize that Widowmaker over there. At the same time, Global Esports kind of like the rest of the team members just kind of like pressures the front line so that the front line doesn't really have to they can look back and peel for the rest of the team. So that's essentially what's happening right over here. So now they're gonna get held out in a very now you see the thing about strat is that you cannot be dislodged from the payload. So it's smart from Terrible Tycoon that they have managed to already swap it around, and they're gonna be going with more convenient picks, I suppose you could say. But Cruzy manages to get out, take a Captain Frame from across the map over there. Is Smash gonna be going for the resurrect? No, but Hotshot's Kid gonna pull out that Dragon Blade over there. He manages to get a kill onto Kaushik Shadipta as well as Priam over there with assisted kill from Light, however. And this is one of those spots where you don't want the payload on Junkertown to get stalled out or held out. It's extremely tough to access that particular location without taking a lot of heavy damage and a lot of fire from the defensive team. And there's nothing you can do about it, absolutely. Unless you have a coordinated dive that dislodges the right target at the right times and manages and you get some key target. Now that's a nice dive from Shidip. They're taking him out of the equation. Priam gets a kill onto Hotshot Kid though, so both the DPSs for Global Esports down. This is exactly the moment that Terrible Tycoon can use to their advantage to move the payload, but unfortunately, okay, finally they decided to put somebody on the payload, but DJ Destiny somehow managed to get a kill onto Kaushik over there, and he is still alive. I don't know how he's still alive. Okay, he finally falls. Now Priam and the rest of the team are grouping up on the payload to try to push it to point number 8. This is the part where you don't want to overcommit. This is the part where you want to put all your players on the payload to at least, I mean not all, at least 3 people on the payload to just kind of push it through. But Hotshot Kid trying to go in for a bit of a contest, not really gonna work out in his favor. But they are still gonna pull in. Global Esports are gonna go in and they're gonna drop the Graviton Surge over there. Not really a lot of follow-up. Koshi comes in with the Transcendence. That bit of a healing really does help to kind of clean up the rest of the team. But Cruzy is on the back line trying to get some cheeky little picks, but I don't think it's gonna work out for him there. So after getting stalled out at a very terrible position, Terrible Tycoon does manage to take point A from Global Esports. So it's really gotta give it to them. It's one of, like I said, it's one of the toughest maps to crack, toughest positions to crack. So it's really nice to see Terrible Tycoon actually manage to overcome that barrier and pull through.
Yeah, that one play with Winston, he basically went up to the Widow and just, took out the one thing that they were having a trouble with, taking down that Widow. So basically went in for the Widow. Now we can see some action here.
Yeah. Now Cruzy is gonna swap from the Widow to McCree, more up close and personal damage. And as you can see, McCree is extremely handy in shutting down traces as well. So now, as you can see, Cruzy once again left alone on the high ground, completely unchallenged, and he's just gonna be raining down bullets after bullets into Terrible Tycoon over here. Fang managed to get a kill onto Reyes, however, but that's one kill that doesn't really count for the fact that the rest of the team has pretty much fallen or dropped dead, whichever you want to prefer.
It's gonna be the time when Terrible Tycoons just have to regroup and then just go in. Winston going in, in all of them, and then Terrible Tycoons
goes in for the Dragon Blade, but however doesn't really get anything other than Kosh here, but which is completely nullified with the fact that Smash had his Valkyrie up, and he is gonna be able to bring back around not only Shudipta, but as well as Kaushik over there into the fight. And somehow, Global Esports, despite the fact that they had some really good picks at the beginning of that fight, falls short and loses point number B as well.
It's just one impact, you know. In the first round, we saw how Widow was basically destroying them, and then suddenly, in the second game, the Winston manages to get behind them and forces Cruzy to take something else, and now they can't use the Widow anymore. And you know, it's having some impact right now, and Turbo Tycoons are playing really well.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And so Shine goes in for a flanking Earth Shatter, does kill, connect onto Light. Probably not really, like, you know, the number of targets that he was looking for, but it is effective, however. That is enough to kind of like throw them off over here. Well, quite a few ultimates burned there, so they burned the Earth Shatter and the Tactical Visor to kind of clean up in the fight, but it doesn't matter. We see Kaushik's up with the Transcendence still. We see Shudipta is gonna be having the Primal up just in a bit, and Captain's Fang's got that Pulse Bomb, which he can possibly use to just blow somebody up in an instant over here.
There comes the Graviton Surge, and this might be the
Cruzy
time when
here, it's
nobody
gonna
goes
end the
for
Deadeye, it's gonna get free instantly, but bomb from Captain Fang, not really, just a little too late over there, but then again, Global Esports finally stabilizes, but we see, look at the time bank here, Slayer, they are down to about 1 minute and 30 seconds nearly, with Global Esports still has a massive time bank of 4 minutes left.
Yeah, and this was the moment Global Esports was looking for. They landed the Graviton Surge pretty accurately, and then suddenly you have a result, and boom goes 3. And
absolutely, this was one of those, I guess, the better Graviton decided to land with, you know, a better follow-up on the rest of the team's part, unlike the Graviton Surge that he had in point number A. But Cruzy once again going absolutely ham on the McCree, manages to take out 3 over there on his own, and Hotshot Kid just dashes through Kaushik over there. But Smash, a little bit of a questionable Valkyrie usage of the Valkyrie over there. Given the fact that, you know, you lost already more than 3 people in your fight, you probably should not pop that Valkyrie. Try to get a bit of an edge over there. Could have saved that one for the next team fight. So now they're gonna be walking in with almost no ultimates. Priam's gonna be Priam's probably the only one close around to the next ultimate. Depending on how this fight goes, we might just see ultimates come out from Terrible Tekken, but however, no, that's not for them. Global Esports just manages to clean up, but Kaushik does get the Transcendence, but a bit of a misplay over there, given the fact that he used it when all of his team had just died around him.
yeah, now
That just leaves
Turbo
with 20
Tycoons have
seconds
just
left on the
20
clock.
seconds.
Now the Terrible Tycoons are going to be in a really tight spot to come back around in this fight. And even if they do manage to capture point, but however, no. Captain only one who's left, who could have made that push over there, but however, it's not going to work out for them. That's a team wipe. That's a wrap. And Global Esports will take Junkertown and will take the set. An absolutely frightening and beautiful coordination from, once again, arguably another one of India's best teams. Completely unchallenged, their Cruzy just takes picks after picks, and, you know, just there's nothing you can do much about it other than just, like, you know, pressurize the Widow.
Yeah.
And Smash gets that appreciation vote.
Huh. Yeah, 1 sec. Hear me.
Are we on mute?
Yeah. So yeah, guys. So we are just gonna be moving on to the next game. Um, Let me just invite them over, and we'll be right back shortly once we have the lobby ready. Um,
Yeah, I'm here.
yeah. So গ্লোবাল স্পোর্টস তো ভরে দিল না
Yeah.
ভালো একটা কামব্যাক দিছিল ম্যাম ভালো একটা কামব্যাক দিছিল
আমরা কি মিউটে আছি?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
Alright, awesome.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again after quite a little bit of a break, and we're gonna be having our fifth match. Well, technically, our third match was decided by default, and then our fourth match got postponed, so this is essentially our fifth match, but which is also technically the third match. Kind of making it confusing, but probably I should just stop. But anyways, all that aside, we're gonna have the match between Global Esports and Please Don't Disband. Our first map is obviously gonna be Lijiang Tower Control Point map, and then we're gonna be moving onward to the Hybrid or Escort, and our third map Assault. We hadn't had the chance to see a map number 3 yet in any of our matches so far, but let's see if this match could possibly be one of those matches where we just go to map number 3. But yeah, we're gonna see how this goes, and we're gonna be kicking off in 20 seconds just about now. Let's looking at the compositions over here. We see the Global Esports is running a little interesting composition, given the fact that, you know, with their lineup you'd be wanting Winston instead of a Reinhardt. But on the side of Please Don't Disband, we see the Reinhardt, Winston, and the Reaper and the Genji, along with Ana and Zenyatta. Off we go. And DJ Destiny is going to be sticking onto that Reinhardt and he's walking forward, just swinging his hammer already. Oh, tries to go in for a charge over there, but managed to connect on the Lifespec somehow, but somehow, for some reason, Lifespec somehow just survived there, as I don't know exactly what happened over there, but Light gets a kill onto McCreep. Reyes, on the other hand, takes down Bro on the Reaper, and DJ Destiny just goes in on the point and cleans up on the Ana over there with the Fire Strike, and they are gonna be flipping this point in their favor and moving ahead to hold at a more advantageous position on that choke point. And Reyes is absolutely lit up like a candle on that Zarya with so much charge, and already 73% up to his Graviton Surge. And he is the one ahead of his team, at least in terms of ult percentages. And then Dak and then the Graviton Surge does go up, but unfortunately not a lot of fall there, as Please Don't Disband decide returns fire over there, but Cruzy does manage to get a pick on to both of their healers. But unfortunately, that's not going to be enough, as the coin gets flipped over in favor of Please Don't Disband. But Cruzy goes in and gets a pick onto Joker TM, but dies in the process by Dak 8 manages to take him out. And last Hotshot Kid just coming in out of nowhere, really, but manages to flip this point over. Hotshot Kid gets a kill onto McCreep over here. And Lysman manages to bring DJ Destiny back up from a sliver or inches away from death over there. Once again, they're going to be pushing up forward to hold up that choke over there, but Please Don't Disband comes around trying to go in take a different approach to their attack. And Hotshot Kid's gonna have that Dragon Blade. He might just be going in, and there he goes. He just pops it, just goes in, dodges the sleep dart, gets a kill onto 1 HP over there, but dies in the process, unfortunately. But that probably should have been enough to do enough damage, but as you can see, Global Esports kind of falling back, respecting a little ground, given the fact that, you know, they've just lost their DPS and 2 member and their tank. But Cruzy goes and gets the kill onto McCreep. This might just be the opportunity that they're looking for, but however, Reyes gets taken out over there, but Cruzy just comes in with a barrage and takes out 2 Bro and Dak 8 over there. Lifespan gets a res onto Reyes over there and brings him back around. McCreep goes in with a nano boosted Dragon Blade, but however, that's not really enough. Joker throws out the Earth Shatter over there, but doesn't really connect onto anything. And the first round pretty easily goes over into favor of Global Esports.
Capture the objective.
Now I'm gonna be here on Control Center, the Junkrat friendly map, and we do see Hotshot Kid pulling out the Junkrat. Pulling out the Junkrat over here. Kruzi's gonna be on the Tracer over here. And just already go in and manage to take out 1 HP and Days of both the supports easily like rendered out of the equation here, but Kruzi goes in a little too aggressive, does die there from Bro with a little bit of a hook on the Roadhog from Roadhog over there. But however, the point does get flipped over in the favor of Global Esports as Please Don't Disband does regroup. Joker team goes in for a bit of a little deep charge over that doesn't really connect onto anything, but somehow manages to stay out of there alive. Stay alive over there. And McCreep just comes in and kind of cleans up the rest of this. But Cruzy drops the pulse bomb onto Joker team and manages to clean up onto McCreep over. And somehow Global Esports, despite losing out members early in the fight, manages to stay in here in this fight and then survive it and then ride out the storm essentially. Please don't disband, just walking in onto point over there, just Joker team once again going in for a mad charge. People behind him and just allows DJ to just land an Earth Shatter over there. Bro would pop the whole hog over there, kind of pushing people back out of the point, but doesn't really get any kills out of it. But Hotshot Kid with the double kill with the Riptire somehow from downtown essentially, and manages to get a kill onto Decade over there with a double mine. And once again, making Please Don't Disband invest quite a lot of ultimate in this fight, but essentially not giving them any ground or any percentage on that control meter. And DJ once again with another Earth Shatter, having used one just the previous fight. And then there's a big Graviton Surge coming up. This is gonna be a lot of follow-up, but it's necessarily not needed as Uzi and Light just goes in, and with Reyes just the team just dives in after the Graviton Surge has kind of like, you know, fallen off. Just goes in and cleans up the rest of the team. McCreep on the Genji is just trying to sneak onto the point and trying to build some percentage meter and divert some attention away from that intense choke point. He is actually doing a good job managing to stay alive somehow, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. But Dag just manages to touch the points somehow. But it's all, the kill feed's going all blue so far, but once again, Global Esports pretty easily and convincingly takes Lijiang Tower.
The end of the first game, and now we'll be switching to the second game, and it'll be hybrid sex control, hybrid / escort. We haven't had a third game yet, have we?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying in the beginning of this match, that, you know, we haven't had a map 3 yet. The Mercy appreciation post from the side of Global Esports, I believe. I think I'll thank Lifesmack for that one. So the next map is going to be a hybrid / escort map or an escort map. So it's going to be Please Don't Disband's map pick with Global Esports side pick.
Okay, so Kingsrow is being selected.
So Global Esports is going to be choosing the side, I believe, then. Alright, they chose attack. So they're on the defensive side, so you're going to have to make a swap.
Yeah.
Check that option that Cruzy was mentioning. There should be like a move option or something.
Yeah. Everyone is saying that, but I don't know where it is. Oh, I found it. The
Yeah,
names
you just have to
don't. The
change.
names don't swap though.
Yeah, unfortunately. Name wrong, but
What?
anyways.
What? Did you say something?
Now entering
The names were
King's
wrong.
Row.
There, please do not retouch. It's okay, it doesn't matter.
Oh my god. My bad. Anyways.
Are we unmuted or muted?
No, we are unmuted. I never muted.
Okay, awesome. Cool. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the second map on King's Row. With Global Esports gonna be on the attack here with Please Don't Disband gonna be on the defense. And then we see picks coming out already. Picks being made. Wondering if this is gonna be essentially like the final lineup. But however,
Cruzy is hovering over the Doomfist.
yeah, he does that. He likes to do that. He's at the Doomfist a little bit. It would be nice to see him actually run that because, you know, I'd totally love to see some Doomfist action right now. We see McCreep on the Widowmaker with Dak on the Mei. So this is a rather interesting comp. So they're relying entirely on McCreep to be able to make this, get these picks that they're hoping that they would get. And with the Mei, I believe they're trying to go for that, isolate the team, cut off like, you know, one or two people at a time, and then, you know, pick them out in the middle of the chaos or something like that.
Oh, and
So it's
we
a
do see
very
Torbjorn.
high risk, high reward composition. No, I'm not really entirely sure about the high reward part, but it's definitely a high risk composition that.
Yeah, so they did go for the Torbjorn. No, they're changing to Winston, and they do have the Doomfist. So you got what you wanted. A Doomfist.
Right, and they're running a that's running a dive DPS dive composition with DJ on the solo Winston. As you can see, they're just gonna speed in, leaving absolutely no ground for the Mei to be able to do any wall of anybody or essentially anything, and it's already just going in favor of Global Esports already. But McCreep on the top does manage to get a kill on to DJ over there, but I don't think it's still enough for him to be able to do anything. But he is returning fire a lot. Light and Cozy falls to McCreep. They're completely unchallenged over there. But Hotshot Kid gets a deflect kill on to McCreep over there. And the point will just like that, will be pretty much capped, I believe, by Global Esports. Overwatch is the only body on the point with the Diva, but I don't think it's going to be able to do anything over there. And Dave comes in on the Moira, but gets smacked against the wall by Cruzy there with the Doomfist Rocket Punch. And that's a pretty easy take, going in the favor of Global Esports.
Stop the payload.
And once again, Global Esports just going in, just absolutely deep. And Cruzy just goes in there, annihilates and then it buys so much space, just almost pushing back. Please don't disband all the way up to point C. And it's just one of those classic King's Row tactics where you just cap the first point and then just go all the way up to their spawn and then keep pushing them backward and buy just so much space. The Joker team lands a pretty big Earth Shatter, but does manage to get a kill and connect onto Live Smack. A Cruzy lands that Doomfist Meteor Strike over there, but does fall to McCreep, even though it trades with the Mei over there. Robo throws out the Self-Destruct as well. Doesn't really get anything out of it. Maybe it's a bit of a zoning ult over there, but gets a mech flight kill onto Hotshot Kid. But it doesn't matter, as he would fall to DJ over there. And regardless of what seemed like could have been a possible chance for Please Don't Disband to stabilize. They do not, unfortunately. Throws out the blizzard onto the payload, but doesn't really catch anything. Just managed to fend people off of there. DJ's caught out a little behind on the other side of the wall, but Pross the Primal Rage stays alive and healthy and everything. Manages to get a kill onto the Mei, however. McCreep here gets a kill onto Lifesmack, pops out the Dragon Blade, gets a kill onto Cruzy, goes in for a kill onto Reyes, but doesn't really get it. But that's... And after a bit of a brawl and messy exchange, Please Don't Disband finally manages to kind of stabilize over here, but so close to point C. However, but Cruzy makes a swap from Doomfist over to the McCree, probably just to challenge McCree on that Genji, given the fact that, you know, he has been able to do a significant amount of work for his team. Reyes gets a kill onto McCreep, however, with that pulse bomb. Joker lands a pretty big Chatter. Cruzy gets the worst end of that stick, I believe. Gets res back up by Lifesmack over there. Lifesmack manages to get a kill into DJ Destiny as well, but Dakate manages to finish her off in Valkyrie. And Hotshot Kid with the Dragon Blade just goes in and gets a kill onto Dave and Dakate. And DJ Destiny gets a cleanup kill onto Bro over there, and that's gonna be point B, essentially captured by Global Esports.
My ultimate is almost ready.
McCreep having a bit of a 1v1 against Hotshot Kid. It does fall over there, but Hotshot Kid with the dash onto McCreep, and Dave, and 1 HP. He essentially kind of wipes have the team solo all by himself.
And then falls to his demise.
And then falls to his death somehow over there. That's pretty hilarious. But I guess that's as far as you can go with probably a Cyborg Ninja body, I suppose. But DJ Destiny going in there, challenging Dave and McCreep over there in their spawn. And Joker just falls there with the pulse bomb kill over there. And Cruzy on the back just gets a kill. Cruzy is always manages to find his way around on the other side of the point and always manages to get this picks. Joker tries to charge into the point to kind of contest there, but it's a little too late. Not really enough time. And Global Esports pretty easily pushes towards King's Row, all 3 points, with about 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Essentially 3 minutes left on the clock. What really surprises me till now is the fact that Please Don't Disband hasn't had an answer for Hotshot Kid's Genji, given the fact that he's been doing so much work, just going in and doing those chip damage and then those dashes instantly finishing off target after target as DJ just dives in and softens up, you know, the targets just a little bit, just enough for Genji to just kind of finish them off with combo after combo. And they haven't had an answer for that yet. Maybe a Reaper or perhaps like a McCree or something that could essentially shut down the Genji or the Winston dead in its tracks for the team to kind of focus around and then take them out. Would probably have been a better answer, but now they're on attack and Hotshot Kid's gonna be on the Junkrat instead. So we're gonna see how this works out for Please Don't Disband. But we do see the Reaper coming out on the attack, so probably anticipating the similar Winston dive along with the Genji, I suppose. They do also have the Roadhog, which would have worked for a perfect Winston counter, given if DJ decided to run the Winston, but in this case he is not doing so. Well, McCree takes a bit of a hit from that fire strike over there, so few more shots on him would probably have taken him out and just falls back around and then comes out. And as you can see, Hotshot Kid just going in and then taking out, instantly takes out 3 people over there. Not the best place that you want to fight yourself against a Junkrat over there. And then cleans up on Dave and McCreep. So he pretty much wiped the floor with Please Don't Disband over Junkrat. Not the most ideal of place, that Alderwood Hotel, like, you know, corner to be pushing up against the Junkrat. It's... You see Brobo swap over to the Pharah, which is kind of a smart choice to make, for the fact that, you know, there is a Junkrat in question over here, but he is gonna have to worry about Cruzy on the high ground over there, just raining some bullets down on his team and maybe up at him occasionally at times. Brobo does manage to negate the threat of the Junkrat for the time being, unless Lightspank does manage to get a res off him, which probably might not be possible. But the self-destruct from Reyes finds 1 HP and Brobo at the same time. So, with an advantageous pick once again going in the favor of Please Don't Disband, it doesn't really matter as Global Esports just somehow manages to stabilize, and this time around they only do have the Transcendence to work with, but Cruz's Tactical Visor is going to be up online in just about a bit. But Dakit is inching closer to that Graviton. However, it could just be entirely negated by the Transcendence that Light has built up over the last couple of fights. So we're gonna see how this goes. And McCreep is on with the Dragon Blade as well. But Cruzy pops the Tactical Visor, trying to get a pick over there or something. Doesn't really find anything entirely. And a 1 HP decides to pop the Valkyrie somehow, but Brobo manages to get out of Lightspank, but Reyes gets a flying mech kill onto Brobo. It's a bit of a messy brawl over there. Not really probably the exchange the Global Esports was looking for over there, but somehow Please Don't Disband does have an upper hand in this fight, and it will be a cap for them, it seems like it. A lot of ultimates obviously invested in that fight, and Cruzy makes a swap over to the McCree instead from the Soldier. Probably as an answer for Tibrobo's Pharah as well as McCreep's Genji. But it's Hotshot Kid who finds Brobo with a remote mine over there, and they might be setting themselves up for making an lead over here. And with the Junkrat, it essentially is one of the first chokes in the game if the defenders decide to come up and hold the point early. From Rev doesn't find anything, was just kind of like probably fell off, but does not find the missiles the Diva has recently added to. But Dave gets a kill onto Lightspank with the Colt and onto Cruzy as well, and McCreep with the Dragon Blade and some dashes manages to get a couple of kills in his name as well. And Dave finishes off Reyes with a Biotic Orb, and they're gonna be pushing through the choke. You can see just McCreep just going ahead a little ahead of his team. He's trying to scout it out and probably just buy some space for them. And Hotshot Kid with the Rip Tire doesn't really get anything, gets dashed through by McCreep and kill the tire. HP pause the Valkyrie preemptively, I suppose, trying to bring somebody up. He does have a teammate down he could bring up, and he does bring Bro online. And Joker lands a bigger chatter. DJ Destiny, it's gonna a little too caught out of position and it's going to fall. Lightsman manages to fly back out to Light over there. And that will probably be a point C cap, point B cap. No, however, Hotshot Kid comes back around on Genji. It's a Graviton search coming in. Doesn't really find any value of it as Transcendence gates it. Joker gets killed over there. McCreep falls as well. The kill feed somehow just manages to go all the way to in favor of Global Esports as they stabilize just meters before point C. Marvelous. A huge earth shatter from DJ Destiny, but he does fall in the process. However, managed to force out the Moira ult from Dave, and McCreep with the Dragon Blade goes in, and DJ Joker TM with his own with an earth shatter of his own doesn't really find anything, but his team is somehow managing to, you know, hold their own. Hotshot Kid, but does manage to find a kill onto Joker TM. Falls to Decade, however. And Light just pops out the Transcendence, keeping the rest of his team, his tanks and his Mercy alive. Decade with another Graviton Surge throws it out, but there's no really any solid follow-up, so his team doesn't really get any value out of it. And DJ Destiny just goes ahead and lands an Earth Shatter. Manages to get a kill on the Joker TM over there. The Mercy is gonna get caught out of position over there, unfortunately. And Global Esports very convincingly takes King's Row and wins the set.
Play of the game. Epic. Pure class.
Are we muted?
traveling to Nepal.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for the final match of the night, and I'm really sleepy right now, so I'm probably gonna be mumbling half of this casting, but at least like try not to. So we're gonna be here on Nepal, Arc Nemesis versus Nightwatch. So this is gonna be quite the showdown. The first map is gonna be on Sanctum. We see picks coming out from both teams as Nightwatch goes for dive composition, kind of OP man on the Zenyatta, man at Mercy, however. And Shao's gonna be the Genji, Racy on the Winston, and Ninja Dash is gonna be on the Junkrat, and Sparta's gonna be on the Zarya. Whereas on the other hand, we see Arc Nemesis coming out with the Reinhardt, with the Junkrat and Soldier, and Roadhog, with Mioken and Truth on Ana, respectively. So on the side of on the side of Arc Nemesis, it's gonna be a lot of shield break potential. So, and Racy is gonna might possibly have a hard time against that Roadhog and Junkrat spam, but we're gonna see how he plays it out. And Mioken throws in out a very fantastic biotic nade over there, denying them a lot of that healing potential. And Nightmare just holding up the shield, just kinda playing it around nicely, I suppose. Piercer and Racy goes in for a bit of a deep dive there, but relatively no fall there. But Asher manages to pick him out and then take him out immediately. And then Shawn trying to get a contest onto that Roadhog over her. They're not probably the ideal of targets to be contesting over there. Nightmare, on the other hand, goes in for a pretty deep charge, but however, it doesn't really work out for him as he falls short. But Shawn goes in for a bit of ambitious Dragon Blade over there with his team on the other side, and relatively no follow-up on this on his side here. But Asher pops up the tactical fire and returns fire and gets a kill onto Manor. Nabo gets a clean at Sparta. Ninja Dash does manage to get a remote mine kill onto Truth, but Truth does fall in the crossfire to Ninja Dash. Manard pops the Valkyrie over there. I'm not exactly sure what was the decision for doing so. And OP Man decides to pop the Transcendence. I'm a little confused as to what is going on right now in this fight. So both support ultimates burn without literally no engage from Nightwatch over there. But Nabu gets a kill onto Ninja Dash with a Rip Tire, and Piercer takes a kill onto Sparta. Manard brings Ninja Dash back up with a Resurrect, but he is gonna fall to Asher over there. And Racy dives off the map. A bit of a questionable engagement there from the side of Nightwatch. Not exactly sure what it is they're intending to do, throwing out two support ultimates like that, but Sparta gets hooked in, but the self-shield wasn't popped, so he does manage to walk out of there a little safely. And a big Earth Shatter coming in from Nightmare, but doesn't really manage to get anything out of it because of a bit of the hook coming in from Racy over there. She still manages to get a kill onto somebody over there. Kind of lost track of it, but then again, Nightmare, despite getting hooked by Racy over there on the Roadhog, does manage to somehow survive over there. Mioken gets a kill onto... Mioken does get taken out by Racy over there, but Piercer with the whole hog gets a Asher working on the tactical geyser, manages to clean up and move the point in favor of Arc Nemesis.
Score 1-0.
Questionable plays from the side of Team Nightwatch over there with that, especially with that particular support ultimate engagement. So I'm not exactly sure what led Manard to pop the Valkyrie there. I probably believe it was a bit of a fat finger, I think, but I'm not entirely sure why OP Man decided to pop his Transcendence over there when the entirety of his team had already fallen around him, and there was no one there literally on that point apart from himself. He himself.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round
Now on the side of Arc Nemesis, we see the bit of a 2-2-2 coming up with Piercer on the Winston and Nightmare on the Zarya, with Nabu on the Genji and Asher on the Tracer, with Myoken and Truth on the and on Lucio. Rather interesting compositions coming up there. Sparta's gonna be falling short over there. Piercer literally just going in along with Asher and Nabu and the rest of the team just going in. And then just cleaning house. That's an easy capture for Ninja. Asher going in super deep there. And he is literally stalling for time right now. That was a lot of time burned to take care of a single Tracer. Gotta give it to Asher for actually stalling it out for, and he does manage to come get his pulse bomb up. So he's, the moment he comes back to the next fight, he's gonna have his pulse bomb up. And Shawn completely oblivious of the fact that there's a McCree. There was a
Genji.
oblivious of the fact that there was a Genji beside him. Sorry, my sleep is completely getting to me right now, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time. But it was, as we can see on the point, Piercer just kind of cleaning up on the McCree, even though despite the he was directed over there. And Arc Nemesis is still holding on to the point rather convincingly. Asher once again still going in, trying to farm trying to farm the Tracer bomb, I believe. That's his intention, to just like go in and target the Winston and harass him a little bit. So yeah, OP challenging OP man on. And Asher still just trying to like go in back and then do some damage. Get a contest onto the McCree over there. He does fall, however. Gets stuck. Quite a lot of ultimates over there going around over here. But on the side of Nightmare does manage to dish out the perfectly timed Gravity Surge, and Nabu just cleans up with the Dragon Blade over there. And at this point is gonna be a cap by Arc Nemesis. Wow.
Yeah, they basically shut out Team Nightwatch. Just shut them out. They couldn't get even 1% on the points, I believe. On either point.
There's a bit of the clean up play from there from Nabu at the end of that at the end of that round. The next map is going to be a hybrid / escort or escort map. So it's going to be Nightwatch's map pick. So we're going to see what they decided to go with.
Okay,
So
they're
King's
picking-
Row is the choice. Tick map, I suppose. So we're gonna have Team Arc Nemesis on the attack, so you're gonna have to do a bit of a swap over there, Slayer. Go. And then the team names maybe. It's unfortunate that you have to do it almost like every time.
Yep. I guess if you can change all the members, why not just change the name as well?
Well, you still have one name to change, however.
Yeah.
Or is this like a Night Watch versus Night Watch? Not something that people are probably expecting.
Hey, that wouldn't be bad, you know.
Now entering King's Row.
So we're here for map number 2 on King's Row. We're gonna have Arc Nemesis on the attack, and we're gonna have Night Watch on the defense over here. It's a Night Watch map pick over here. King's Row as well, as classic as it can get. You see picks coming out already from each side. Sparta's gonna be up on that. Orisa, as he is showing off right now. Not really sure if he's planning to go through with that pick, however, but we'll see.
Can't I guide your way tonight?
Your guardian angel. The doctor is in. Your guardian angel. The doctor is in.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. Can't I guide your way tonight?
You ask me. The Brits have their heads on straight. Omnic rights.
So here on King's Row, we see Nightwatch running the classic Orisa, Turbo composite, the shield, the turret, I believe, strategy.
Attackers incoming.
The Hulk goes up, tries to pull somebody in over there on that side. Doesn't really manage to get in. Asher's going to be on the Pharah. Alba's going to be on the Genji. And Asher instantly deletes Shaun with this well-placed rocket. But Racy manages to get out kill out to Nightmare over there as he dives in. So that's the tank, main tank out of the equation. But Nightmare manages to get back up from the resurrect over here. Asher is uncontested right now as it is on the Pharah, as there's literally nobody that can actually contest him other than the Torbjorn turret over there. But we see Racy up top over there trying to we see Nightmare up top over there and Shaun trying to contest him over there, but probably doesn't really, you know, get the best end of the deal over there on that side. Manor just flies up top over there trying to probably get a resurrect onto somebody, but I don't think it's going to be working out for him as Asher just hunts him down immediately. And Racy's the only one alive over here, kind of getting stalled out right now. And then does fall to Nightmare over there. And this point is handily captured by... This point is rather going to be going very easily in favor of Arc Nemesis over here. Shaun gets a kill onto Asher over there, but doesn't... I think it's one of those times where Ninja Dash might consider the Torbjorn reliable DPS that could actually solidly counter the Pharah. But I think this is what they are choosing to run with, I suppose, so they are probably just gonna run with it. Biotic Orb just goes in. Nightmare just goes in for a bit of a dive there. Now does manages to take out the turret as well as Ninja Dash over. Did have this Manart pops that Valkyrie brings back Ninja Dash up online. Again, will he be able to get off that car off? No, he does not. Sparta decides to pop out the supercharger. It does fall to the rest of his team. Mio pops out the Coalescence, but I don't think what it was for. Probably just to take the Mercy out. Well, If that was the purpose, then it worked. But other than that, it was a bit of a questionable usage over there. Racy once again getting stalled out on the Roadhog over there. And Ninja Dash finally swaps over from the Torbjorn to the Soldier to probably just put a little bit of pressure on that fire, but I do certainly hope it's not a little too much. But Piercer, once again, free reign, lands some bullets down from the back line onto the end of Nightwatch, and there's nothing that they can do to stop him. See the Nightwatch regrouping over here. Strange little shield over there from Sparta on that Orisa over there. Ninja Dash goes over to the Hanzo. Okay, the Chown with the Dragon Blade pops it up, gets a kill onto Nightmare as well as Piercer over there. And does manage to clean up onto Truth, but however, Nabu cuts through him instantly with a well-placed dash. And Mio decides to pop that Mora ult over there, but however doesn't really get any value out. But Nabu returns fire right after the with and there's nothing that anything can be done in this instance over there. And Sparta is trying to contest over here for his team, but it falls, unfortunately. He just swaps over to the Winston for the last minute stall, I suppose. But with 3 minutes left, this probably just might be the end of the deal. And there we go. Arc Nemesis rather easily capping all 3 points and bagging half of King's Row for themselves. Quite a bit of questionable plays from the side of Nightwatch too, I believe. Like I do not understand why it took Ninja Dash so long to, when you know they busted the Pharmacy and there's no pressure that you can put on the Pharmacy without a solid hit scan. I do not understand why after losing the first point they did still decide to run for it with that Torbjorn. Maybe they figured that if they could run they could put the turret up and maybe work on the Molten Core. Use the Molten Core, it could turn the fight in their favor. But however, against a well-coordinated dive from Nabu and Nightmare over there, it definitely is expected to get rather difficult to work around that Genji and Winston dive, along with the fact that Afara is constantly shooting rockets at you. And until the very end, it took Racy quite some time to swap up from that Roadhog into the Winston, or maybe at least have had Sparta switch over from the Orisa to a Winston, and maybe have Racy keep on the Roadhog just to counter that Winston instead. Quite a few lack of decisions over there, which probably might have Nightwatch like a bit more than it should have, but let's see if they can make a comeback from. Sparta is going to be on that Widowmaker, and Racy is to the Junkrat, so they're going to be relying on Sparta, I believe, to make most of the picks in this cases. So we're going to see if he can make significant, if he can have the same impact Ursa had on his Widowmaker during Arc Nemesis' attack. A very handy biotic nade goes out from Mioken over there that does connect with almost everybody and brings him almost up to about 22% of his ult charge already. And as you can see, Nabu just going in and dashing in through Racy, taking him out of the fight. Ninja Dash falling so low, and Mioken somehow manages to outduel Sparta on that Widowmaker with the Ana. Not really sure how that really happened, but Sparta does fall immediately again to Mioken once again with a biotic orb there. Racy gets cut out there from the rest of his team, and that's gonna be pretty much of a hold from Arc Nemesis. We're gonna be watching some swaps take place. Sparta's gonna be still on that Widowmaker, however, but Racy manages to Racy swaps over from the Winston to the the Junkrat to the Soldier 76. And Shaun probably gets a deflected sleep dart onto Nabu gets a deflected sleep dart onto Shaun over there. And Graviton Surge goes out. Probably not the angle that Piercer was looking for, however, but it does do the job. A well-placed biting nade does manage to help the rest of the team to just sort of follow up and get a kill. Get the kills out. On the side of all economies, we see Arc Nemesis just sitting on 3 ultimates as of now, with the Dragon Blade and Nano Boost coming. Mercy Valkyrie bannered on the other end does have the Valkyrie. We're gonna see it does preemptively pop it. Once again, a little questionable usage of that ultimate over there. But Ninja Dash did fall, so that's bringing him back up. But Nabu just going in, slicing and dicing through just about everything and anything. And Shaun's the only one gonna be caught up over there. And this defense from Arc Nemesis seems almost nearly impregnable. Quite a lot of ultimates were still invested in that fight, but Nightmare does have a Piercer with another Graviton Surge over there. Just allows Nightmare to just go in and then just go ham. He does die in the process, but however does manage to take down the rest of the team with him with that well-placed Earth Shatter. And on the side of Arc Nemesis, they do not have any ultimates to work with anymore, but however, on the side of Nightwatch, they do have Bracy's Tactical Visor up, and Ninja Dash has got that Reinhardt Earth Shatter, and Sparta does have the Primal Rage, so Shaun just got his Dragon Blade online, so they have 4 ultimates to wipe with, so this could essentially be their moment to make it work. Ninja Dash lands the Earth Shatter, but doesn't really need value out of it. Shaun pops out the Dragon Blade. Will he be able to make a difference over here? Piercer is highly charged on that Zarya. Racy with the Tactical Visor does manage to clean up, however. And Shaun gets a late nano boost onto himself. He is chasing for those kills on the Mercy and the Ana over there. And this point will finally get flipped and get captured by Nightwatch. But they did use nearly everything in their ultimate bank to be able to make this happen. Sparta goes in a little, trying to, I don't know what it is that it was going. However, he does fall, leaving his team a little handicapped at this point, as you can see that Arc Nemesis is sort of just grouping around to come out to kind of like go in for a fight right now. And then they do take an early fight here, and Nabu just goes in and cleans up. And as you can see, the payload hasn't even moved into the choke point, as Arc Nemesis just decides to hold a defensive position up in their spawn. And you see Nightmare with Shatter just trying to like go around and set himself up with Asher with Asher, who's got the Dead Eye up as well.
Enemy contact.
We see Nightwatch taking a rather interesting route up top. Ninja Dash gonna dropping in, trying to go in for. That is a huge Earth Shatter, a bit of a huge anti-nade from the side of OP Man as well, but it doesn't really matter. The rest of his team just kind of really couldn't follow up or do anything substantial right now. Nightmare still holds on to that. Nightmare still holds on to Earth Shatter, and that Graviton Surge was the only thing that they needed from Piercer to be able to make this work. And as you can see, he's sneaking and sneakily setting up himself for an Earth Shatter over there. He manages tries to catch Racy off position out of here. He has been trying to set himself up for these Earth Shatters, but he hasn't had much luck yet so far. But Racy, Tactical Visor completely getting nullified, as Ninja does manage to get a kill onto Asher with a Fire Strike somehow. He's going around behind them. And Piercer gets the net, trying to build up towards that Graviton Surge. He does have a little bit of a charge up for it to himself. Just giving the Sparta the laser surgery there. And Nightmare finally lands that Earth Shatter,
30 seconds.
manages to get a charge onto Opium and takes him out of the equation. And Ninja Dash and Racy are just trying to put it together for their team. But they're getting heavily contested over here. And Pierce throws out that Graviton Surge yet regardless and manages to get a kill onto Ninja Dash as well as Racy. Sparta pops the Primal Rage, tries to do some things for his team, keep the contesting alive, but he's not exactly on the card to be able to contest, unfortunately. He's got the Harmony Orb on him, and Transcendence comes in from open, and this might just could use to turn the fight in their favor. However, Ninja Dash throws in another Earth Shatter, but doesn't really connect onto anything. But Obi-Wan gets a kill onto Pierce, and Mana brings Shawn back up. But now Abu tries to go in for a bit of a play over there with the dragon, but this doesn't really connect onto anything. Unfortunately, gets taken out immediately by Shawn over there. Mio, however, gets a kill onto Shawn over there. Tread brings Asher back up on land, and a huge Earth Shatter from Nightmare just manages to get Mannered with the Deadeye over there. Ninja Dash is the only one on point, trying to keep it alive for his team. Racy with another Tactical Visor, also trying to keep it alive for his team. But Truth brings Nightmare back up with a Resurrect and fends everybody off of the point. And Arc Nemesis, once again, rather with a little bit of a struggle this time around, manages to take the point and the set. So I believe this wraps up ourselves for the day, and we'll be seeing whatever happen tomorrow.
Yeah, so this wraps up for today. Thank you guys for watching. So we'll be having more games tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you watch tomorrow as well. So thank you guys, and good night.